First, they lie. I say this from long, weary experience with the subject. After most unjustifiable shootings by law enforcement officers, first they lie. Today's news has sent me back to the place I really do hate to go, the subject that began my journalism career: police use of deadly force. The first article ever published in the New York Times about the problems associated with police use of deadly force was the first article I ever wrote. That was in 1979. I've been with that subject ever since. In that article, I made the point, as I have made ever since, that most shootings by police are justified. Most shootings by police are legitimately done in defense of life, most of them. But the worst shootings by the police amount to inflicting the death penalty on the street without trial, without evidence, and without a crime being committed. My first book was titled Deadly Force and described a bad shooting by Boston police in which they told the lie that the man the two officers shot in the back and in the back of the head was trying to run them down with his car. That was a lie. That is a lie that police have been using to justify bad shootings since the invention of the automobile. Prior to the age of video, it was almost impossible to prove that police were lying in situations like that. But beginning with the first video of police crime, the beating of Rodney King in Los Angeles in 1991, we as citizens have been given the opportunity with video to make our own judgments about what we see with our own eyes. And we have that ability tonight, thanks to the video shot by an eyewitness today in Minnesota, where one of Donald Trump's ICE agents shot and killed an unarmed 37-year-old woman for no apparent reason that can be found on the video of that shooting. And first, they lied. Kristi Noem, the cabinet member with jurisdiction over the ICE officer who fired his gun for no apparent reason on the video, as you will see in a moment, told this lie in her very first statement about the shooting, which she issued today at 1:13 p.m. She said they were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them. That's a quote. She said, our ICE officers were out in enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those around them. When you watch this video, you will see they were not stuck in the snow. You will see there was no snow on the pavement where the ICE vehicle was. You will see they were not attempting to push their vehicle out of any snow. They were driving their vehicle, and they stopped their vehicle, and they got out of their vehicle. And they didn't get any snow on their boots when they got out of their vehicle because there was no snow on the ground under their vehicle. 2 hours after Kristi Noem said that, Donald Trump told this lie, saying that the dead woman, who the Minneapolis Star-Tribune identified as Renee Nicole Good, was, quote, that she viciously ran over the ICE officer. That is a vicious Donald Trump lie. Donald Trump began that statement by saying, quote, I have just viewed the clip of the event. Not one person who has seen the video of the event has said that the car ran over the ICE officer. The only person to tell that lie is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is the person who will make sure that there will be no honest federal investigation of what happened today. Donald Trump's Justice Department will not investigate that shooting as a possible murder, as they should, because Donald Trump has already decided the case. And he's decided it with a lie. Kristi Noem has already decided the case. And what Donald Trump said to every ICE officer and every federal officer working for him today in his immigration raids is, I will absolve you of any crime you might commit in the course of doing my bidding, including murder if necessary, and I will do it immediately. In a tweet. At 6:20 p.m., Kristi Noem made her second public statement, and this time She added, no doubt on the advice of lawyers, the very specific language necessary to make this kind of shooting legal if and only if that language is true. Kristi Noem said, quote, ICE agents repeatedly ordered her to get out of the car and to stop obstructing law enforcement, but she refused to obey their commands. She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over it. Well, this appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism, the ICE officer fearing for his life. And here are the key words the Justice Department lawyers no doubt added to Kristi Noem's statement this evening in an attempt to make this shooting legal. Kristi Noem said, the ICE officer fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public fired defensive shots. If those words are true, the shooting is legal. But how could that officer be fearing for his life with an unarmed woman who was not trying to run him down with her car? How could he be fearing for his life in the final shots that he was firing at her when he was standing beside her car as it was driving past him? And he was pumping bullets still into her when the car had no possibility of hitting him or anyone else. And he was shooting her with the intent of killing her, which he did. Kristi Noem said that the ICE agent who fired his gun was the only ICE agent on the scene who thought it was necessary to fire his gun. And at the beginning of the incident, he was not the ICE agent closest to the woman in the car. That agent who was closest thought there was no problem. There was no reason to fire a gun. The agent who approached the woman most closely and would have been in the most danger from her did not fire his gun because he knew he was not in any danger at any point. Kristi Noem said that the shooter was treated at a local hospital. You will see video of the shooter never being touched by that vehicle and then without any hindrance at all walking all the way down the street to where the car crashes with a dying woman bleeding to death at the wheel. And then he walks all the way back, and you'll see him walk back on that video, and you will see he does not limp, and you will see he appears completely unharmed. You'll see him grabbing for his phone. You won't see any evidence of him being injured in any way. But what you will see is reason to believe that they are lying. I'm going to show you this video now. It's 1 minute long. It is very painful to watch. I've been studying evidence like this in my entire journalistic career, and I always hate looking at it. So keep in mind the following lies when you're watching this video. First of all, you will see that Donald Trump is lying when he said that the woman behind the wheel, quote, viciously ran over the ICE officer. That's a lie. No one gets run over. No one was run over, not even close. That's the easy part. You will also see the lies of Kristi Noem. You will see as this video begins that the ICE agents were not attempting to push their vehicle out of snow. You will see that the ICE agents were not stuck in snow. You'll see no snow on the pavement. They were not attempting to push their vehicle. You will see that they had plenty of room to drive their car around the Honda Pilot driven by Renee Good if they wanted to. If they wanted to get around her, there was plenty of room in the other lane. You will see what appears to be Renee Good's attempt at some point to get out of their way by driving away. One of the officers apparently was telling her to leave. So driving away would make sense, or attempting to drive away would make sense. And as you watch this video, remember that you live in a country where the Supreme Court decided long ago that law enforcement is not allowed to shoot to kill anyone simply because they are fleeing if you think that she is fleeing. It used to be legal to shoot anyone in most states if they were fleeing from anything, a misdemeanor, anything. Drive through a stop sign by mistake, then flee from police trying to get you to stop, and they could just shoot and kill you in most states. Perfectly legal in this country to get the death penalty on the street for something that you wouldn't get jail for if you were fleeing. But the Supreme Court changed that in the 1980s. Hollywood did not get the message, so many people still believe, thanks to the poisonous understanding of law enforcement that Hollywood has delivered consistently, that of course police can shoot at any fleeing vehicle for any reason. But they cannot. That's against the law. So if Renee Good was trying to flee or drive away. The ICE agents could pursue her, but they could not shoot her. They could not kill her, but they did. Here's that video that proves just how much Donald Trump lied about this event and exposes the lies Kristi Noem has told about this event so far. We don't yet know, as we never do with videos like this, what happened just before this video begins. Surely there'll be more evidence developing about that over the coming days. We don't know what happened before the video begins. But the video you are about to see shows you that Donald Trump and Kristi Noem seem to think that what's on this video is so unjustifiable. It's so unjustifiable to kill that woman that they have to lie to justify what you are about to see. Here is that deeply disturbing 1-minute video.
You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude. Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! You shot someone in the face!
All the way! All the way back!